To the regularly scheduled public meeting of September 8, 2025 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers on March 18, 2025. And this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, Electronic Message Board, WCTV, and on the Township website, excuse me. Also, Optimum recently relocated Public Education and Government channels, PEG, to new channel assignments designed to place all PEG content within a dedicated and easily accessible channel block between channels 1300 and 1317. After careful consideration, while Optimum continues to believe that this change would have provided benefits to customers, they have decided to return these PEG channels back to their original positions between September 16th and 19th. Thank you. Please, and tonight's meeting is on 1316, so I know it's kind of late, but for those residents, you have to tune into 1316. Thank you. Please notify the municipal clerk for any disability requirements necessary for attendance at council meetings. The fire exits are located through the double doors to your right and through the door on your left. Please silence all cell phones. If you are unable to attend the council meetings in person and would like a topic to be addressed at a council meeting, please visit www.twpofwashington.us. Contact Us tab. Click on Mayor and Council, send email to contact all council members at once. Could everyone please stand for a salute to the flag? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Sears.
Here.
Councilman Ullman.
Here.
Councilwoman Velez.
Here.
Council President DeSena.
Yes, here. Let the record reflect also in attendance Mayor Peter Calamari, Township Administrator Mark DiCarlo, Township Attorney Siobhan Bailey, and Township Clerk Susan Witkowski. Payment of bills, Resolution number 25-293, authorized payment of bills August 8th through September 3rd, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
This is an action question.
Go ahead, Mr. Ullman.
I'm sorry, I didn't have an opportunity to send them in to Mr. DiCarlo. Unfortunately, I was traveling. I am looking at the purchase order listing by PO number, the report that comes out of the ledger.
Okay.
And I guess a question for the council. On page 3, we are renting from Our Lady of Good Counsel. And I just had a question. I thought I had read that the Archdiocese of Newark made another payment for abuse of minors by priests. And I believe when we entered into the agreement, it was with the Archdiocese of Newark. And I would just like to know if we want to continue with that, given the troubles that the Archdiocese have had with this issue. So it's not a question so much for the administration in terms of a question on the bill, but does the council and the administration want to, look at that and see if we are, have a vendor that meets the standards that we want. So that was just page 3.
Okay.
On page 5, another question. The retiree is at the top of the page. The retiree dental. I may be mistaken, but it looks like it has gone up. I don't know if that's just because of increases in the premiums, or we have other individuals on the program. But do we as a council and as an administration want to limit retiree benefits, because I was under the impression that there was only one individual, and I'm not sure if others have been added. And, I'm happy to share with the administration my understanding of the agreements for that. So again, is this something that we want to look at, because it just seems that it is increasing, and I'm not sure if that is because of additional additional participants. Now for the real questions. On page 7.
Hold on, Mr. Ullman, do you want us to respond to that question? I think Mr. DePaula can answer the question, right? Mr. DePaula?
Yes, Mr. Ullman, are you under the assumption that the township is paying for the dental benefits of those retirees?
Not at all, sir. I
Okay.
understand that it is a reimbursement,
Good.
but
Okay.
it's a benefit, at the end of the day. So there's no cost to the town, but, do we want to be paying retirees? There's an administrative overhead to do that. And that's something we want to do? And if it is, do we have a procedure in place to identify who is eligible? Is it after 10 years of service and 55, age? Because that's how it works in the firm that I work. For certain benefits, continuing benefits. So that would be my question. If we want to continue, do we want to put some parameters around it?
So right now, I believe there's only 2. There may possibly be 3, but we have not offered it to any new retirees. We essentially kind of grandfathered those that were in place. And again, just to reiterate that the township does not pay anything. I think it's a minimal amount of paperwork that's done through our health benefits coordinator. And then the individual retiree pays the exact amount of the cost back to the township.
Understood. And that's my understanding as well.
So it's just a
There's no
pass-through,
net cost.
Mr. DePaula.
Just a pass-through.
Thank you.
Just a what? I'm
A
sorry.
pass-through. We just collect the money for the retiree to pay the bill, that's all. So they're cutting the Township of Washington a check.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you guys would see.
That's what it's always
ledger.
been. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, and it hasn't been anybody new. Essentially, we grandfathered the 2. I think it's only 2. It may possibly be 3, but
okay.
it hasn't been anybody in the last, since I've been here, it hasn't been anybody new.
It is okay. Then I'll just have a follow-up on if we can, if that's documented in our not code of conduct, but our policies and procedures, our employee handbook, that retirees don't receive it. I guess on page 7, the second expense down, datum filing systems for $40,000.
Yes, that was the project to renovate the locker room for the police department. Capital was approved by the council early 25. There was a shortfall of approximately 4,900. And that shortfall was supplemented by the police donations trust line.
Okay.
I have a question, Mr. Ullman. Mr. Ullman, can you stop, Mr. DePaula?
Sure.
My next question is the payment to Montvale Recreation. What was that for?
That was for summer camp. I don't remember the specific. What's that?
Yeah, I think it's bowling.
Oh, is it?
Oh, so it just should be Montvale Lanes, not Montvale
That would be
Recreation.
their official name for a check writing purpose, but yeah, Montvale Lanes.
Okay, that's all I wanted. I thought that's what it was, but I just wanted to make sure.
Sure.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Ullman.
So do we need to reimburse the donations line?
No, there's no intention to do that.
Okay. Also on that page, around mid-page, there's an expense for $4,400. Camp supply, final payment, excuse me. Please ignore that. I thought it
That's
was
for art supplies for the summer camp.
I thought it was final pay as in salary, and I didn't understand S&S. My apologies.
No problem.
Page 8. Just a question. The snack stand, drinks, and miscellaneous, given the focus on health, Mr. Kennedy and Secretary Kennedy, I guess, Secretary, and the need to, make American healthy again, do we want to be offering candies, drinks, and other miscellaneous snacks? I would question if the campers aren't coming with it, should we be providing it over and above? And if we are, should we be providing something healthier than candies, drinks, and miscellaneous? I don't know if that's something we want to address with the program.
We'll take a look at that for next year.
Is a daily deposit made for those, Mr. DiCarlo, or how is that money
It's
gets?
not daily deposit, but it's accounted for. We check the
No,
major.
I'm saying, is it a weekly, like do we collect weekly or?
It's all in what Mr. Pinto. So we keep receipts of all the sales and all the purchasing of what we purchase to buy. I don't know if he's making it weekly. I don't remember.
But we're depositing money into the trust.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's making money, and the parents, believe it or not, are sending.
Oh, my son buys
Yeah.
everything every day, so don't, I know, it's $5 a day, so I'm well aware of how,
It's actually.
Life short of $417.
Yes.
It's the joy of being a kid over the
Yeah.
summer.
No, I'm just curious how, it's,
I fully agree.
You'll see it all. I'm sorry. When I give you the quarterlies, you'll see it.
all
You'll-
the good.
You wouldn't have seen it in the last one because the camp didn't start till the beginning of July, obviously, but you'll see it and you'll see the money that's being made from it. But, the parents are sending their kids.
Oh, no, they're definitely
Yeah.
spending more, yeah.
We are.
We are.
The next question on page 9, there's a payment for soft costs to Lurch Vinci in the amount of $10K out of ordinance 2222.
Yes.
I'm sorry, page 9, it's like 3 or 4 lines from the bottom, excuse me. Why would we be paying out soft costs for 2222 at this point?
That ordinance was one of the specific ordinances that was funded with this last borrowing of money. So it was appropriate that we could use that money for the issuing of that ban for the cost of Lurch Vinci Bliss.
Did we have an open invoice or receivable from them for this amount?
Yes. Well, what do you mean? Like an invoice for the 10,000?
Yes.
Yes. And the 10,000 was reflected in the yearly contract that we signed with them, that if they assisted us with a ban, it's 10,000. If they assisted us with a bond, it would be 20,000.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, Mr. Alman, Mr. DiCarlo, I see the next line for Lurch Vinci was for trust fund escrow. How is the progress? I know we had put in the budget, we had budgeted extra money to start closing out these extra escrow accounts. Would you be able to give us like a status update?
Yeah, so financially, we're doing very well. Pretty much the only money we've spent out of it is for the professionals as part of the 2 meetings we had. As far as logistically, it's a slow process because there's a lot of checks that have to go through each escrow project. But I personally reviewed, and hopefully you blame me, over 2,300 active escrow accounts dating back between 1999 and 2025.
Wow.
With a good 999 of them focusing on those open purchase orders from Azalina that we talked about. So out of that, a good 500 of it was just organizationally, they had to be physically closed. So there was a data entry that, escrow was refunded. And most of this work is prior to 2017, before our current employees were here. When Miss Parrott came in 2017, 2018, we drastically changed and improved how the escrows were set up. Prior to that, there was also accounts that were created as escrow projects, which really should have been in the trust module and in the trust accounts. So, so now you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, know that there's a trust account for police donations. Well, back in the day, they would set up project escrows for police donations. So a lot of these accounts indicate a balance, but what we're doing is working with Flerch Vinci Bliss to make sure that the ledger and the fund and the balance in our actual bank account matches what our escrow accounts. So right now it's all financial. So before we start either refunding money back to utilities or owners, we want to make sure that that money actually exists.
Gotcha.
So we haven't actually spent any money, maybe a few hours with one employee to start doing some research. But a lot of this is the prep work right now. So, we are making progress, but it's a humongous animal. It's humongous. So and we've maybe only spent maybe less than $500 of the 5,000 you guys gave us so far.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we anticipate that ramping up before year end to sort of?
Yes, because I don't want to have to come back and ask for money, but I don't honestly know if it'll be something we could get done. So we're prioritizing. So what we're, I'm sorry, I didn't know if you had something to say.
No, I said, good. I mean,
Yeah. So, I mean, we made, and also, so you guys also know that there's a trust fund for police outside billing, where they used to open up project escrows for all the utilities. So like we have accounts that show balances from when Veolia was United Water. Wow. When it was Suez. We have stuff from PSE&G. This is all like the early 2000s. So again, before I make a phone, I'm being silly, but make a phone call to PSE&G and say, hey, we have 35,000. We got to make sure it wasn't just an accounting issue and that money's really there. So there's
No, it's understandable.
a lot of legwork before we start looking things out. Yep.
is it anticipated that Lurch Vinci would sort of review the findings and, for lack of a better term, approve them, or are they just giving advisory service on how to move this forward?
It's more of the latter.
Okay.
Once we're sure that our financial statements are matching what's in the escrows, or if they don't, figuring out what that problem is, if the money really exists as true balances in these escrows, then we have our professionals in-house that'll, do the process of either correcting the accounting through withdrawals of those. We, believe it or not, Ms. Perez kept incredible records that have helped us go back and solve a lot of issues. But again, like on those outside billing escrows, making sure that the township got their 35% and their car fee and their equipment fee, which we've been able to do. So as an example, like, one utility company, at face value, there's 5 accounts that indicated there was well over $100,000. Well, we determined that improper accounting back in the day wasn't taking place, and we're down to 3,000. So if we haphazardly just signed a check for, you know what I mean? So, and we're making sure that the township got their money out of that 35% administrative fee. The cars have an hourly fee, and then there's like a $10 a day comb fee or something. So there's possibilities that a portion of these balances will be transferred over to our fund balance, at some point.
Okay.
And that's obviously what I want.
We all want it.
I want the money.
We all want
I
it.
want the money.
There's no chance, or is there a chance, I should say, that the officers who carried out that detail were not paid?
Oh, no. The police officers were well paid. Believe me, if they weren't, we would have heard about it. Like this is going back to maybe the 2015, 2016, 17 era. It's really just the accounting. Like someone probably made the transfer of the 35% at one point, but didn't reflect that in accounting. Again, I really want to beat a dead horse and saying it was none of the employees here. So it's not like we have a consistent problem or we need to change process or policy. This is all the sins of the past that we're trying to correct now.
Thank you very much. And apologies for not getting to you earlier.
That's it? Okay. Thank you.
That's it. Yes. Thank you.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilman Omen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. PSA for September 8, 2025. All are invited to attend the Township's annual 9/11 Memorial Service. It will be held at the 9/11 Memorial Monument located in front of Town Hall on Pascack Road beginning at 6:30 p.m. Bergen County Chore helps seniors and those with disabilities remain safe in their homes by offering repair services and home maintenance. The Chore volunteers perform a variety of jobs, including installing grab bars and wooden canisters, replacing outlets and switches, weather stripping, installing doorbells and locks, changing light bulbs, and smoke alarm patterns. To schedule an appointment, please call 201-489-9456. Pursuant to NJSA 46:8-28, landlords are required to complete a landlord identity registration form for single unit dwellings that are non-owner occupied. The completed form is to be filed in the office of the Township Clerk with a copy to be given to the tenant. As per ordinance number 24-03, all rental unit owners are required to complete a lead inspection application. Both forms are available on our website. A dedicated e-recycling container is now available year-round at Town Hall through a partnership with E-Revival LLC, a certified electronics company. Drop-off is available Tuesdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. by ecology permit only. Please note the yard is closed on Tuesdays during bulk and leaf collection weeks. Please visit our website for a full listing of acceptable items. The Township Annual Fall Festival will be held on Saturday, October 4th at Memorial Field from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please visit our website for further information. Friendly reminder, please curb your dogs and pick up their waste when necessary. The Kiwanis Club of Pascack Valley meets on the second Wednesday of each month at 6:30 p.m. at the Westwood Community Center. If anyone would like more information, please contact Paul Ralph Cardulli at 516-581-8319 or pascackvalleykiwanis@gmail.com. The Washington Township Fire Department Car Show has been postponed until September 21st, 2025 at the high school. The Washington's Wicked 5K and Kids Fun Run will take place on October 26, 2025. Please visit the Township website for more information. Our next council meeting will be held on Monday, September 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Report of the administrator.
Thank you, Council President, and good evening, everyone. This is my council meeting follow-up from the meeting on August 11th, 2025. There was no resident concerns or questions to follow up on. There were a few from council. Number one, Mr. Sears requested the tree removal application for 182 Sussex Avenue. I sent the documents to all council members on August 12th. Mr. Ullman requested the purchase order for the purchase of the lightning detection device. I sent the document to all council members on August 12th. Council requested I attempt to lock in a price for the ALPR software with the company GTBM. The price for the software is under state contract and the price quoted on the proposal is for 2026. Company is unable to provide in writing that the price can be fixed past 2026. However, the consultant did tell me that the price has not changed in 6 years and they are hoping to keep it that way. Updates. As a reminder again to the public, the building department and planning and zoning, both offices have consolidated for better efficiency and service to the public. Their office is located in the lower level of Town Hall. The 2025 property tax reassessment, the current entry rate is 63%. Prior to postcards, the entry level was 60%. As a reminder, postcards went out a few weeks ago to the property owners that did not receive an in-home inspection. There are approximately 1,254 properties that are estimates. Per ASI, they are still receiving calls from residents, and this week is booking up with appointments, which was last week. Residents have the option to schedule an in-person or virtual inspection. We did receive a few phone calls and inquiries from people hoping that they could get the in-person visit rather than the virtual inspection. 2025 capital projects update. The following have been completed. Coolidge Avenue resurfacing, the renovation of the police department locker room. The police send their appreciation and gratitude to the council for funding that project. The police in-car laptops. They received the new body-worn cameras and the field fencing and backstop at Memorial, Sherry, and Clark Field have been completed. The police have ordered the ALPRs and the new Tahoe. The DPW has received one of 2 garbage trucks ordered. The DPW front loader and F-350 pickup have been ordered. We're hoping the front loader will come in sometime this fall. The fire department has ordered the new fire chief vehicle, and we are waiting delivery hopefully this weekend. Hopefully this evening, the council will approve the resolution to award the bid for the 2025 road program and the construction of the new DPW building. As a reminder to the public, the road program is Carriage, Salem, Fern, and Bergen. Additionally, I'm happy to tell the administration has completed all requirements for the 2025-2026 Employment Practices Liability Program Best Practices Checklist. The best practices requirements consist of policy review and revision, if necessary, mandatory training for employees, and informing employees of certain employment protections. Additionally, may I ask to discuss with the council resolutions 25-300 and the resolution for the DPW construction in order to inform the council of some information prior to you guys and girls voting. And lastly, really mean this, I really appreciate Sue and Siobhan. They did a lot of last minute work for some agenda items today, and it's really appreciated. It was a lot. And also just bear with me as we go through these topics. I have about 500 pieces of paper to try and shuffle through. So thank you, Council President. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. DeCarlo. Thank you, Ms. Bailey and Ms. Wachowski, for all your effort, as Mr. DeCarlo had said.
Mr. DeSena, can I just ask a quick question?
Sure, go ahead, Mr. Holman.
Mr. DeCarlo, the fire chief's vehicle, it sounds like that's being delivered fairly quickly. It sounds like they've made the request and it's going to be coming in shortly. Is that a different contract, or are they different vehicles than the police? Because it seems the police were waiting months, if not years, for vehicles to come in.
Yeah, I don't remember the names of the companies, but we did actually order that from a different company from where the Tahoe came from.
And do we have any outstanding police vehicles?
Just this one.
Just this one? Okay.
Just the one order in 2025. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Mr. DeCarlo? Report of the mayor, please, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome the new Apple Montessori School to Washington Township. I extend
Welcome.
my best wishes to them as they commence operations at their new location. It was a pleasure to hold an end of summer back to school event at Dairy Queen. I was happy to see people of all different ages attend the event. I was inspired to hold the event by the Cone with a Cop event that took place a few weeks prior. I want to thank Dairy Queen for their hospitality and allowing me to hold the event there. Recreation news. The 2025 Fun with Art and Fun with Cartooning fall season registrations will end on Friday, September 12th. 2025-2026 basketball program registration will open in October. Teen Night at the Westwood Recreation Center will resume next month. Please visit the recreation page on the town website and Facebook pages for more information about these programs and registrations. Police Department news. The renovation of their locker room was completed. New computers were installed in all the patrol cars. New body-worn cameras were issued to the officers. The department hosted their Cone with a Cop event at Dairy Queen, and the community policing officers hosted a safety presentation to the children's camp at the Coptic Church. Fire Department news. For the month of August, besides the regular fire and CO alarms, the department responded to 2 traffic crashes on the Parkway, as well as a traffic crash involving a utility pole on East Glen. The department also responded to a small brush fire on the entrance ramp to the Parkway as well. Due to the rain yesterday, the fire department will be hosting their annual car show on their rain date of Sunday, September 21st, located at Westwood Regional High School. They will also be holding a Texas Hold'em tournament fundraiser at the firehouse on Friday, September 26th. These events, along with their fundraisers, help them host other community functions they do all year round, and they help fund their scholarship program. DPW news. All the streets in town were swept last month. They repaired a walkway at Memorial Field. A dead tree was removed from behind Gardner Field. They continue to patch potholes and paint stop lines and yellow curbs around the schools. The lightning detection system upgrade was completed at all 4 fields. I now want to congratulate Gerard Casey and Ronald Shearer on their announced retirement date of January 1st, 2026. Gerard has been an employee with the township for 28 and a half years, and Ronald has been an employee for 24 years. We have completed our hiring process to replace both employees. On September 15th, Stephen Tybus from Oradell and Matthew Schroeder from the township will begin. They are both well qualified, and we look forward to them starting. Public affairs. We had an amazing weather and huge turnout for our concert last month. Preparations for the annual 9/11 ceremony are underway and progressing smoothly. Ceremony starts promptly at 6:30. We look forward to seeing you there. Planning is in progress for our annual 16th Annual Town Day Festival, scheduled for October 4th, with a rain date of October 5th. Work has also begun on organizing this year's Halloween events, including the house decorating contest and the ever-popular dog costume contest. Zoning office. There were a total of 49 zoning applications reviewed for the month of August. Library. The library offered a plethora of events and programs in August, and they want to give special thanks to all the residents who participated in the summer reading clubs. Their pre-kindergarten summer social program was back again this year with wonderful attendance. Teen crafts, adult yoga, little learners story time, adult painting classes, and so much more allowed their patrons to enjoy a variety of summer offerings. Grants. The Township of Washington shall be requesting funding in the amount of $15,000 to focus upon 3 areas of mental health needs in the municipality: promoting mental health awareness and reducing the stigma of mental health and substance abuse in adolescents, increasing connectivity to mental health services for our middle-aged population, and reducing loneliness in our elderly population. There are no matching funds required for this grant. New Jersey DCA recreational opportunities for individuals with disabilities. As a result of the success of last year's recreational opportunities for individuals with disabilities, aka ROID grant, that was delivered through the Township of Washington Public Library, the township will be applying again for another grant in the amount of $15,000 to provide a variety of recreational and enrichment programs for at least 50 special needs children. The ROID program will run simultaneously with other library programs after school and during the summer. There is a $3,000 cash or in-kind match for this grant. Firehouse Subs Foundation. The township shall be applying for a grant in the amount of $10,946 to purchase an OHD QuantiFit 2 fit tester that tests face masks and respirators for leaks and negative controlled pressure to ensure firefighter safety while utilizing their SCBA equipment. There is no matching fund required for this grant. Municipal Court, 181 total traffic tickets were issued in July, with 149 from the Township of Washington Police Department and 32 from the State Police. The court collected $5,068.70 in revenue to the township. Health. The Board of Health Director met with Bethany Church to discuss a possible date for the Black Poster Project. The committee discussed the impact of the Black Poster Project and implementation of an activity for International Opioid Overdose Awareness Day on August 31st. Purple flags were placed outside of the Washington Township Municipal Building to pay tribute to this event. The regular Board of Health meeting took place this month, being last month. Interviews of 3 individuals took place to discuss the topics of recovery, International Opioid Awareness Day, and Recovery Day. These interviews were conducted at Newbridge Hospital and videotaped. They were then subsequently aired on WCTV. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Report of the council, Ms. Velez.
Yes, thank you. So I wasn't here at the last meeting in August, so my stuff might be a little summer related. I wanted to start by thanking the mayor and administrator for the dumpsters we now have for mixed recycling. I know a lot of residents have been waiting for that opportunity, myself included. So thank you for that, having that opportunity on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Over the summer, we awarded 3 scholarships via the 5K and Health Fair Scholarship Committee or Fund, I'm sorry, to 3 deserving young township residents who are now off to college working towards degrees in their health-related field. These scholarships were made possible because of the generosity of all the participants, as well as our amazing sponsors. So congratulations to, excuse me, to Sophia Marinaro, Victoria DiVirgilio, and Gabriela Martinez. Best of luck with your studies. Let's see. On August 19th, I also attended the summer concert. It was really a fantastic turnout. Great job to Sasha Lopez and all of those involved to make it so successful. I think Township really loves a Tuesday night summer concert. So something to keep in mind moving forward. On August 20th, I attended the Cone with a Cop with my daughters, held by Township's Police Department. They had a very nice turnout. It was a kind of chilly weather, but thank you. We want to thank you for your dedication to our little residents. Let's see. And as was mentioned in the PSA, on Thursday is the 9/11 ceremony. I think I made mention of this last year, that our attendance seems to be a little down. So if we could all take the time to make it to the 9/11 ceremony, I find it really important for us to attend this event and remember those that, you know, perished on 9/11. And last but not least, as mentioned also in the PSA, Washington's Wicked 5K and Kids Fun Run is taking place on Sunday, October 26th at 9 a.m. And the Kids Fun Run is starting at 10:15, but get there early to enjoy all the fun before the run. We welcome family-friendly costumes, and all the final details will be posted on the website this week. So check back for more information. And I'm happy to share that last year, the VFW, who was our sponsor, agreed to sponsor any children whose parents are active duty members. So thank you to the VFW and Mr. Sears for that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Velez. Mr. Sears?
Thank you, Council President. School is back. And I can tell you right now that the amount of traffic on Ridgewood and Washington Avenue is ridiculous. They're not allowing children to cross the crosswalk when they're by the crosswalking signs. The traffic literally is backed up from Forest Avenue all the way down to the BP station in the morning. You cannot get through out onto Washington Avenue. They are not allowing the residents to cross. They don't see the signs. I don't know what we have to do to make them flashing signs, but on Washington this morning, they did not allow a couple of children to cross the street. You know, so please slow down, look out for the children. School is back. We need you to take a lot of care when you're driving in the township. Our Washington Resident Energy Efficiency Program is well in play right now. We had some meetings with the seniors. There's some cards that are posted. Tomorrow, we will be doing a energy efficiency movie within the township, the library, town hall. So we hope to finish up this program. We already received a $2,500 grant, and there's another $7,900 grant that should be coming our way. We have had banners paid for, posters paid for, and we have some handouts for Town Day that we'll be giving away. We plan to plant 15 trees coming up, in the end of October. There'll be Carriage Court and over by Clark Field. The VFW membership has grown by 10 new members, which it's amazing that we got 10 new members in 1 year. We're adding 11 new Township Hero banners to the township. They'll be going all the way down past the firehouse, I believe. and then we're going to have to start going south. Our CSA farm program, we added 5 new members to that program. We're now up to 47 members. The farm program is once a week. Faulkner Farms will deliver a fresh box of vegetables or fruits, whatever they have on their agenda. That's my report. Thank you, Council
Thank you, Mr.
President.
Pierce. Mr. Cassio?
Sure, I'm going to keep mine short. I'm going to piggyback on what Tom was saying. And as the mayor said, the Montessori school is operating in town, and we're glad to see them. We're adding more students to our, we'll call it district, or our town. But the big thing is driving sunset and at sunrise. Very difficult to see on some of the main roads because Washington and Pascack do run east to west. So please be careful, be vigilant. If you can't see something, slow down, put that visor down, wear your sunglasses. Very important. Also be aware of animals at that time because the deer and fox and all those friends come out at that time. And just to mention, Tom, the school is back in session. So maybe we should get some school zone signs, Tom. What do you think?
I kind of like that idea.
Because we have those signs at certain times of the day. You can
Do the pedestrian signs still get activated on
Yeah.
Washington?
On Washington, right by School Street.
Yes, but they
they're the
still
only-
get activated every day or no? Because
Oh, yeah, I do see them.
and they're flashing
Yeah.
on Ridgewood too. So
well, the ones on Ridge were always flagged.
Yeah,
right.
So
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying, but
maybe that's
the
something-
ones I'm talking the ones on Washington, the
Yeah,
big
by
ones.
School Street.
so maybe we can add those, Tom,
Yeah.
as a bonus. And that's really about it. Oh, and Gerard on the DPW. I've known him for a long time, and he has done a fantastic job. Anytime we needed something done, he was always available, cheerful, and had a lot of information on town. So I wish him well in his retirement. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Mr. Ullman?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. DeSena. I just have a couple of comments. One, just to amplify the comments of Councilman Sears and Ms. Velez, as well as Mr. Sears, with regard to school returning or opening. And something that I have noticed quite a bit is the disregard for school buses with flashing yellow and flashing red. I am on Van Emberg. I see it. I take Van Emberg south to 17 and go through the township as well as Ridgewood. And I think it's extremely important that people follow the law and stop when they see these red flashing lights. Before long, someone is going to get hurt. And, if you're watching this evening, if you could please ensure that you are following the law and stopping and allowing the students safe passage. The only other thing I had, I believe that in general, not even in general, I believe that the town and we as council and the mayor do a very good job of segregating running the government and politics. And I think they're very different things. But something recently occurred with regard to the band that we had playing at the field. And, I'm just trying to understand how we got to that place. So on the 19th of August at 2:50 p.m., a nixle went out to all, subscribers, advising that there was going to be a concert that evening. It contained quite a bit of detail as well as the flyer. And, I would think is in line with sort of the community aspect of Nixle. There are other community announcements, things like the 5K, as well as weather and true emergencies. But this is more a community. But Also on the 19th at 4 o'clock, a second nixle went out. And it went out and it was addressed from Mayor Calamari, inviting individuals to the concert. And, I guess I'm trying to understand the process of having these items go out, who reviews them, who approves them. And quite honestly, to me, this is more about politics than inviting people, because an hour and 10 minutes earlier, an announcement went out to everyone. So, I'm hoping that, someone can answer that question as to why we had two, why, who approves them, why, and why were they sent so close back to back? And why is the mayor inviting people personally? Because the funding comes from individuals within town through their taxes. It's presented by the administration and approved by the council. So I would think that the mayor and the council at least would get some acknowledgement of on the invite. So that would be my report. And I do have those questions, and perhaps I'll put it on the conference agenda for next week or next meeting, and we can have a deeper dive into that.
Anything else, Mr.
Thank
Hall?
you. No, that
Thank
would have
you,
been
Mr.
it.
Hall.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Sir,
Hall.
before you go any further, I do have some updated information. The police vehicle, the new Tahoe, will actually be in this Wednesday,
Oh,
And-
Mr. Allman, did you hear that?
I did. Thank you.
and then it'll go for upfitting, which probably could take about a month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My report is very brief. Welcome to the Apple Montessori School. The site looks beautiful. I hope the children enjoy going to school there because it's a beautiful site. I missed the August meeting. I had the opportunity to attend Cooperstown All-Star Village with my 12-year-olds and the Westwood Washington Township 12U baseball team. It was a wonderful week. We had great weather. We had great baseball. I couldn't be more proud of the boys. The coaches and I had an excellent time, and it was an excellent trip. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who supported the team over the last year. I know we had a lot of fundraisers. Thank you to our team moms. Thank you to everybody in Township that donated. Thank you to both organizations, Washington Township Baseball, Softball, and Westwood Baseball, for putting it together and letting us go with them. It was a phenomenal trip. Thank you. Two quick things. I know our neighbors in Park Ridge have taken up all the e-bike vacuum in the world because they've collected a lot of e-bikes. Would it be possible, Mr. DiCarlo, to work with the police department? Because I do see a lot of e-bikes on our streets that I know are doing that don't have, I guess from looking at the Park Ridge press alerts, if they don't have pedals, they can't ride them. Is that a fair statement, Mr. Mayor? I think that's the law.
Yes.
If they don't have pedals, they can't drive them on the street, which I do see people in Township riding them without pedals. So can we maybe be a little, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt because
No,
according to these reports on Channel 12, these things are doing 60, which they do look like they're doing 60.
yeah.
Um,
I spoke to the chief about it even before that came out on Channel 12 because I saw it also. He said they're already working on something.
so maybe if we get some PSAs on the panel and
So he
stuff.
said that they're treating it more like a regional problem with Park Ridge
Good,
and some of
okay.
the other departments. So yeah, they're.
So maybe we get something on WCTV, like just to notify, because these bikes aren't cheap, and I know, and I saw a lot of the Park Ridge comments was we just spent $800 on this e-bike and now you confiscated it.
Yeah, that's
And
what
like-
the chief said. He wants to start by educating the parents.
Yes.
And say, are you aware of
Yeah.
these bikes?
So parents, I just before you buy your children e-bikes, please,
Yeah.
contact and find out what the laws are, because we'd hate to see them bought and then not be able to be ridden. So these e-bikes, if you go on News 12, it's on like every hour. Park Ridge just confiscated like 50 or 60 of them, it looked like.
The scooters or bikes?
The e-bikes, the electronic bike, the electric bike, the electric
They're like
bike.
small motorcycles.
They're like, that's what they're calling. They're like,
I
yeah,
see those.
but they're bikes. No, it looks like a moped actually, but it's a bike. It's technically a bike. So parents, just be safe and, make sure they're wearing their helmets and make sure we don't spend all this money on these e-bikes and find out that the children can't ride them. One quick, no, I don't think it's police enforcement.
It's
There's state law,
enforcement.
there's state laws, yeah. So last thing I have is I received a letter, and I was going to let it go because it was an anonymous letter from a resident or somebody that watches our town meetings. The code enforcement vehicle is a 12-year-old Hyundai bought for the police department detectives that is currently being recycled as a code enforcement vehicle. This mayor or the council did not purchase that vehicle new. Gas guzzler to drive around town and park in the parking lot. So, I appreciate the letters. I would appreciate a name on it in the future, just so I can reach out and talk to you instead of getting anonymous letters. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Approval of minutes, none. General public comment, limit to 5 minutes. Motion to open the public comment.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Would anybody like to come up? Mr. Byrne is saying no, so he's not coming up. Anyone else? No one here. Motion to close the public comment period.
Move. Second.
All in
So,
favor?
Aye.
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 Ordinances, adoption, second reading. Ordinance number 25-17, an ordinance amending chapter 360, article 7 entitled Abandoned Properties of the Ordinances of the Township of Washington. Resolution number 25-294, authorizing second reading and opening a public hearing for ordinance 25-17. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Would anybody like to come up and discuss this ordinance in the public? Seeing no one, roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman, Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Motion to close the public hearing for ordinance number 25-17. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 25-17 at second reading by title.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Introduction, first reading, ordinance number 25-18, an ordinance amending chapter 223, article 8 entitled Schedules of the Ordinances of the Township of Washington. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 25-18 at first reading by title.
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez, President DeSena.
Yes.
Can-
5-. Oh, go ahead.
Excuse me, Mike. I'm sure it's probably too late, but how did we wind up with this location? Because there was a bit of discussion last meeting about should it cover both sides? Should it cover all county roads, some county roads? Is this specific to addressing the concerns that were raised? And that's where we're stopping?
I believe Mr.
Yeah.
Bailey can address that.
Yeah, it's just the one section.
Yes,
Or Mr.
actually,
Bartlett.
I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Mr. Ullman. I think we had talked about trying to solve a problem that did not exist. So along the entire length of Pascack. So we just focused on where we see and where the complaints are reported from. And that happens to be southbound Pascack between the intersection of Washington, Pascack and the Hillsdale border. So that's how we narrowed it down. That's where we're getting our complaints. I've seen them there. I probably drive north to Lease, and every time I go by, I see someone parked there.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions, anyone? We did roll call, right?
Mhm.
We did.
Yes, we did. And I need resolution.
Resolution number 25-295, authorizing publication of ordinance number 25-18 and scheduling a public hearing. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez. Yes. Council President DeSena.
Yes. The resolution's consent agenda. The following items have been determined to have the unanimous consent of the council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from consent agenda. Does anyone wish to have any items removed at this time?
Yes, please.
Which number, Mr. Ullman?
25-300.
25-300, okay. Any others?
If you wanted me to provide some info on 304, I'm happy to do so. That's the bid award for the.
I'll pull it and we'll do it separately.
Yeah.
304. Any others? Okay. Resolution number 25-296, authorize refund of engineering escrow block 4413, lot 50 in the amount of not to exceed $499.50. Resolution number 25-297, authorize refund of overpayment Q3 tax payment, various blocks and lots to CoreLogic in the amount not to exceed $14,495.11. Resolution number 25-298, authorize execution of change order number 1 for new fence project for Memorial Field, Bergen Fence in the amount of not to exceed $950. Resolution number 25-299, authorize an increased adjustment in the bid threshold per local finance notice 2025-08. Resolution number 25-301, authorize adopting a motion for removal of Jeffrey Roberto as member of zoning board of the Township of Washington. Resolution number 25-305, authorize extension of shared service agreement with the Village of Ridgewood for expanded polystyrene packaging recycling services through September 14, 2026. Motion to approve consent agenda resolutions as presented.
So move.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSanto.
Yes. Resolution number 25-300, authorize accepting and awarding contract for 2025 roadway project to Frank A. Machione Construction in the amount of not to exceed $905,541.24. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, so my only question is, on the estimate column, from Mr. Beckmeyer, I believe, with contingency, the estimate was $1,213,000. The bid is $905,906,000, which one is great. It's 25% under what was initially requested or estimated. My question is, this is going to be permanently funded, is that correct? Or is this coming out of current account?
Well, it was part of my explanation. So part of your question was part of the information I wanted to give the council, but to specifically address.
Mark, could you just speak into the
Oh,
mic,
sorry.
please? Thank you.
To specifically address your question right now, every bond ordinance that we have has been funded through the band borrowing that we did in July. So we have 0 unfunded bond ordinances. So all these capital ordinances or these capital lines, they're completely funded. The other part of your question is we are going to fund this project with a combination of funded capital lines and 2 current lines. The 2 current lines have to do with drainage repairs and sewer expenses.
So I guess my question is, if we funded at the estimated amount, the 1.2, we're going to carry $308,000 for the next 15 years or however long that permanent bonding is. So should we cancel?
Do you mind if I stop? Do you mind if I interrupt you? I'm totally lost where you said the $1.2 million. I'm not sure where you're getting that number.
From the estimate that Mr. Beckmeyer provided. There was a table in the package that we received.
Is it this? Because I can't even read it with my glasses on.
Hold on.
Does it look like an extremely small printed summary of bids?
Yes, but that's not, we received 2 of them. One was for, my apologies. I think I may have pulled it off of the website.
Okay, because the base bid is a total of $905,541.24.
Correct. But the estimate that to the left of that, Mr. Beckmeyer had estimated at 1.2 million.
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with what that means or where it came from. I know that sounds ridiculous, but those numbers I'm not familiar with. However, I am prepared to tell you where the numbers and how they originated and how we got to where we are. I'm sorry, I didn't even pay much attention to this document because it didn't have any bearing on the numbers that I'm familiar with.
So there is on our website a summary of bids. It has the low bid of 905. It has from Frank, is it Machione?
Right.
Then there's a 4 cleanup, DLS, Smith, Sondy, and DNL. But with that is an engineering estimate that shows 1.2
Right. So
million.
we did not borrow that. We did not prepare for that. Sue, can you help? Like I said, there's thousands.
She's got it here.
No, I have that one, but does the council have a document that says capital project 2025 road program?
Yeah.
And then the email from Mr. Beckmeyer
Should be in here.
that explains how we got to the 905,000.
Right.
Mr. Ullman, does that sound familiar to you? I'm like, want to hold it up to the TV, but obviously you can't see it. It'll say it's a Word document. It says capital project and then 2025 road program.
Yes.
Okay, and then with that should be attached an email from Mr. Beckmeyer to me explaining the subtotal base, the contingency, and then how we got to the 905,000.
Yeah.
Okay. It's here.
I have a memo dated September 4th from Mr. Beckmeyer to your attention. That talks about roadway programs, Bergen, Carriage Court, Fern, and Salem Road. And it mentions Frank Machione.
Yeah, that's probably the recommendation letter. Okay, it's okay. I can recreate it for everybody. It's not going to take more than a minute to go through, but the first document, if you do have it, it's the capital project 2025 road program. It's the same document that provided the council in their budget books, and it was in the capital section. So basically what I wanted to show you is that the project, the resurfacing of those 4 roads, Fern, Carriage, Bergen, and Salem, was estimated at $887,000. That's what council approved in capital. That's what we bonded, and that's what we borrowed. The last paragraph of that says the proposed Beckmeyer cost above includes observation of the sanitary and storm sewers video, but does not include the design and subsequent construction plan revisions of any defects that may be found. Those costs cannot be estimated until after the video is reviewed. So in the beginning of this, I want to say I'm really happy that we're going to do some sanitary and stormwater pipe repairs down on Bergen. Everyone knows that's our most flooded area when it does flood. So when we did some cammering, and if those of you that were here a couple of years ago when we did cammering, the pipes have deteriorated even more since then. So in this project is stormwater pipe repair and sanitary line repair. What you don't have is the email justifying those costs. So what wasn't in the estimate for 887 is a total of $140,389.11 of stormwater and sanitary line repair. So if those repairs weren't there, we would have actually come in way lower than the 887. So in order to put a resolution in front of the council this evening to award this bid, we had to certify to the council in a resolution that I have funds to cover the 905,000. So council approved the capital ordinance for 887. Council advised that the estimate did not include the sanitary and storm sewers. The lowest bed is Mascione Construction at 905-541-24. The 2025 road program account line, the capital line, was started with 887. It only has 814,000 remaining because I had to encumber the money for the engineering cost and the money to video camera the lines on all 4 streets. I think if I remember correctly, the engineering was 58,000 and the cameraing was somewhere in the 12 line. The bid included approximately $40,389 of sanitary and stormwater repairs. I told you the bid came in at a very good price compared to the estimate. What I wanted to inform you of is how I'm going to make up the difference of the 92,000. And that is the combination of the account lines referenced in the resolution. So to get to the 905,000 is going to be a combination of the following. The capital line for the 2025 road program, which has 814,000. A capital line ordinance 2222 for stormwater drainage repair. We have 15,000 left in that. We also have $59,000, a little more than that, but I wanted to utilize 59,000 left over from the Coolidge Avenue resurfacing. Out of the current lines, the drainage repairs of 13,000 and sewer expense of 5,000. That's how I'm certifying that we have a total of $905,000 to pay. Out of that 905,000, there is a contingency of 118,000, right? The contingency / allowance. That would be for something that would be like a change order. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that we're not going to spend the whole 905,000, but I have to show the council that I have the funds available. If and when it comes to utilizing those other 2 ordinances from Coolidge Avenue or from the stormwater drainage, I'll discuss prior to encumbering that money, spending that money with council. Again, it's closely associated for what we had to do. If we wanted to spend the time and money writing a reappropriation capital ordinance, we certainly can. But for tonight's purposes, identifying the funding source suffices for certifying that those funding sources exist. Again, I hope that doesn't confuse the crap out of everybody, but being transparent and giving you all that information.
Thank you, Mr. DeCarlo.
Council President.
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo, we've had big bids before, and all of a sudden we start getting adjustments. Did Mr. Beckmeyer go over the bid from Mr. Mascione to make sure that he's within his price, so we don't later on ask for an adjustment that he found some work that wasn't done or he overlooked? Did Mr. Beckmeyer look at this quote to make sure that Mr. Mascione's bid is exactly what he could do with this work?
Yes,
I don't want to have later on saying, I need an extra 30,000 because he overlooked the drainage, something,
Well, it wouldn't be for something overlooked. It would be for something that was unexpected. So yes, he did review the bid in its entirety. And we believe, it's everything that is on the bid spec is accounted for. So a change order would be something that wasn't on the bid spec, therefore wasn't accounted for.
Then any change order will be presented to us anyway, so
Yeah.
we'd have
Right.
justification.
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Ullman, while you're
No, that was it. Thank you very much, Mr. DeCarlo.
You're welcome, sir.
roll call?
Can't find that paperwork. I am so sorry.
That's okay.
I
We got
put
through
in my
it.
brain. I just,
We got through it.
sorry. Okay, Councilman Casio,
This is for
this is for
25-300.
300. Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes,
Councilman Oman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez. Yes. Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 25-304, authorize accepting bid and awarding contract for Township of Washington DPW to Premier Building and Construction Management, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $4,933,000. Do I have a motion?
So
I'll second it. Discussion?
Yeah, the same question as Mr. Sears had. Again, if there's a change, we'd like to know about it in advance, Mark. I want you to really stress to the construction company, we don't like doing change orders. So hopefully we can keep it at the 4933. So that's my only comment.
Understood. It's on my agenda for when we had the pre-con meeting.
Mhm.
But again, for full transparency, if you didn't mind giving me 5 minutes, I could walk the funding sources through with the council. The council should have a document. It looks like a Word document. It says DPW building construction funding notes.
Yes.
And then behind it, or hopefully behind it, was Mr. Iavino's December 9th estimate. It has you'll see some notes
Yes.
written on it from me. And then behind that should be a 2-page document that I provided to council on February 3rd, which was the cost estimate for the building and the site. So if you go to the funding notes, again, it's a very similar situation as I explained with the road improvement program. So I wanted the council to understand that on the resolution tonight, all the way to the right, that third column with the C numbers, those are the account numbers. Those are the account numbers that were reflected on the resolution, certifying that we have that amount of money in to pay for, I'm sorry, for the lowest bid, which was, I think, $4,933,000. So just to bring you through it, it's all mostly ordinances you knew before. Ordinance 25-4 was the $3 million. Ordinance 1917 was the money that was funded through the sale of the school.
Yes.
Ordinance 17-04 was also an ordinance when I was going about time for the building. Back then it was called DMF before we called it DPW. Ordinance 17-04 is a soft account associated with ordinance 17-04. And then ordinance 17-04, that account line is associated with the ESB. Those are the funds that are left over. So again, when and if the time comes and we need to, write a reappropriation ordinance, that's what I'd come to you and ask. But that's to certify that we have those amount. Now, out of that bid, the $4,933,000, 400,000 of it is for allowance/contingency, which would fit the category of change orders. I'm hoping to God that doesn't happen. So
Because that's how we're paying for our salt shed.
exactly, you're exactly right. You beat me to the punch. So
I want the contractor to understand that.
yeah, believe me, there's several things that will
The
be on
salt
play.
shed's not included in this number.
The what?
This contractor, go ahead, Mr. Yeah, it's in the table, but Mr. DeCarlo can present it.
Right. So if you guys go to, let's see, before I take you away from this document, in addition to that, the $4,933,000, that did not include, if you look at the bottom, $19,740 for Lisco Environmental and $70,000 for the engineering services. So when I provided back in early, either late winter, early to 2025, the estimate from Mr. Beckmeyer for engineering services came in at $75,000. It's actually going to be $70,000. For Lisco Environmental, back in the day before I was here, I don't even know what year it may have been, in 19 or 20, about 20 monitoring wells were installed up in that area where the old building was. Well, 5 of them are located where this new building is going to go. So 2 rounds of testing have to be done, and then they have to be abandoned and abated correctly, which means, we can't just leave them. So there's a proposal from Lisco Environmental to oversee it, to do the 2 testings and to abandon the wells at 19,000. It was 23. I was able to have them sharpen the pencil.
What happens to the remaining wells? We're not going to abandon those at this time?
No. So the other, let's say it's 20 and it's 5 where the building need to be abandoned. The other 15 are not going to be affected by the location of the building or anything.
So we're not
inside.
abandoning those?
We're not, but it's anticipated that that project is to be concluded sometime in 2026. Now, what I do want to tell you is part of this proposal is if we do have to put those monitoring wells back, they're proposing a total project of $177,000.
Why would we have to put them back? Why aren't we clean?
If there's still, if,
We find product in one of these samples?
yes, yes. So let's say our prayers, keep our fingers crossed. But again, I want the council to know, and it's not discretionary. It's nothing.
Do we have money left over from the original Lisco testing?
Well,
Because there was, we
Lisco
did
is-
an ordinance. I don't know if it was Lisco or not. When I first got on council years ago, when we started this whole process of tearing down the DPW to clean up the environmental mess. So Lisco has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars out there.
right.
So do we have money left in those ordinances by any chance?
So there wasn't, that was before my time. So it's, the monitoring wells were installed before my time. I went back to try and see what it was and what we spent on it, and it wasn't readily like noticeable to me. But since I did come here, I think it was early 2023, I worked with Lisco Environmental. I think it was like $116,000 purchase order that was put before the council. That was to do all the testing and stuff, had nothing to do with the
Right.
installation. That project is just about done. They have about another $3,800 worth of billing, and that PO will be done. So believe me, I had quite a phone call with him, and, you know, besides that number scaring the crap out of me, I knew when I conveyed it, it wasn't going to be, happily received
But
either.
we had a lot of legal issues because people wouldn't let us on their property. They fought us to take the samples.
Yeah,
You know, so-
again, you know, I can't.
Yeah.
Can we tell Lisco if they're going to do testing for us, do a complete test? Let's not come back with 2 or 3 tests after the fact. If they can do a complete test the first time, it would be beneficial for us to make a decision. But I don't want to go back and say, oh, we got to do another test here, we got to do another test here. I would like to see a complete test done one time.
I understand.
Michael, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Holman. I'll wait.
No, I just, so these are monitoring wells. I thought we paid to have the site completely remediated. So if there's an issue, wouldn't we fall back onto the firm who did the remediation and who cleaned the property? I mean, they came in and they dig down and
Yes.
remove soil and remove this and remove that. I mean, there was a significant project. So
Don't forget, there was a lot, Mr. Holman, there was a lot of product that moved off our site into other sites. And that was the biggest issue. And they were going to let that attenuate by itself through the years of being diluted. So
Mhm.
that's just a process that sometimes takes longer. Sometimes in our case, I hope it takes less time. So this way we can close these wells and put them behind us. I'd hate to have to leave them open and, like Mr. DeCarlo just says, and put them back around our new building because we're not attenuated yet. It's, we're playing with just the ground having to dilute the product till it's, dilution is the solution, they call it, as the environmentalists call it. And
So what
we
I
just
can-
don't know what's going to happen until it's
So
tested. What Mr. Sears is saying is great, but they may have to test it 2 or 3 more times till we get a clean sample back.
Yeah, I can't, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Michael, based on your experience, these are monitoring wells. Could there be a situation where we are disturbing something and it becomes a point where we have to remediate versus monitor? Or are we past that point?
I believe Mr. Lisco, it may have been somebody else at the time. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lisco. Was it Lisco?
This goes, I think it.
We used to have our own diesel.
That I can remember.
We used to have our own diesel.
Whoever it is, Mr. Allman, what happens is we didn't disturb it. It's the pollution migrated from our site down the hill.
Yes.
It's gradient, right? So
I remember.
I think depending on how much migrated off the site and how much is diluted now in the last 10 or 15 years since we took the original tanks out and stopped the pollution, is all up to, just
Mother Nature.
the underwater ground movement and stuff like that. And hopefully it's moving that we're going to get clean samples and the pollution's gone. It's mitigated.
So what I can do is,
And I don't think he's ever, and Mr. Lisco has never said like, I've been on projects where injecting hydrogen peroxide into the ground to start the bug to start to eat the petroleum products, which we didn't have here. But like those are, $1 million remediations. This is not what we dealt with, hopefully. And hopefully we don't have to deal with that because it's over,
so
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll send out to the council tomorrow the current proposal and the one from 2023. Of course, I don't want to get myself in a science conversation, but from what I understand is because of the remediation and contamination, these wells are required by DEP for a certain amount of time. So the proposal in 23 started off with soil monitoring and water monitoring. We're free and clear of the soil. That's done. It's the only thing we're monitoring right now is the water.
Water,
yeah. And then, so the last thing, you should have somewhere that tally sheet.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask one question? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But this is for Mike, because he has experience in it. Those wells cannot be put under the building, right? So they're going to be misplaced.
Well, they're going to
perimeter of it?
they have to cap them and seal them.
Right.
And hopefully we don't have to put them back. If not, then they have to come drill new ones, the 5 new ones that what Mr. DeCarlo was saying, $116,000.
But they're going to be in the perimeter of the footprint. There's not a monitored well.
No, there will not be no, they have to cap and seal. They're going to have to fill it
Okay.
to the bottom with
That was my question.
with the slurry mix.
Thank you.
Okay, real quick, last, there should be another packet behind Arcari and Iovino's recommendation letter, another tab thing that looks like this.
Yes.
Mr. Ullman, it's just it's like a full 5-column sheet. It has bidder, bid base, alternate 1, alternate 2.
Yes.
Okay, so just to, again, bring it to everyone's attention. It was Premier Building and Construction Management is being awarded the bid tonight. It voted for it for the base bid, the 4933. We are not awarding the alternate 1, which was the rear access driveway from like the back of DPW to the Valley Bank property. And alternate number 2 is the salt shed. When the time comes for the salt shed, our strategy is going to be to rebid it. We already have all that work done and it's not going to cost anything. We'll just have to go right back out to bid with the engineers. If I wanted to award alternates 1 and alternate 2, I'd have to do it consecutive order, meaning I can't skip alternate 1. And then if we were going to award, then I have to take the total price in, and then that's how Daskell would have been the lowest responsible bidder. So here, I just want to let you know, we're not awarding alternate 1, we're not awarding alternate 2, and we're just awarding the base bid for Premier at 4933, and that includes the 400,000 allowance that me and Mr. DeSena share sentiment that we hope that's there for when it comes to the salt shed. Now, back in February, Mr. Beckmeyer estimated, I think, about 195 for a salt shed. As you can see, salt shed 200. As you can see here, people bid from 195 all the way to up to $386,000. And even alternate 1, I think, went from 9,500 all the way up to, 168,000. So we're confident and we feel good about this bid award tonight. So again, that was just to confuse everybody and give you all the information.
The generators included base bid, right, Mr. DePaul?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you.
Ms. Bailey? I have a question. Yeah. So is there anything, so I guess I'm trying to understand why we are rebid, we know we have to do this, I believe. We've put them as alt 1, and now we are selecting a one bid versus another bid. Does this raise any issues or any concerns that we're not including them, but we're going to do it and we're going to rebid it?
But do you mind if I step in before you do?
Yeah.
The reason we're not, sir, is because I can't certify that total amount to, like, I don't have enough funds on hand to certify that I have $5.2 million to award alternate one and alternate two.
Okay. So
And
I appreciate that answer, but I guess my question is, are we creating a situation where it could be interpreted that we are not, because we say we're doing the work, but we're just not doing it right now? I guess are we opening up ourselves to any question from any of the other bidders?
If I understand the record tonight, there was discussion about certain contingencies about the monitoring well. It could very well be that the salt shed, for example, may or may not be done. That's legitimately needs to be discussed at a later time by council. So that I think it's appropriate to view this
I think we have,
with the information you have now.
I think alternate one may be questionable. A salt shed, I understood that we have to have it. We actually, the DEP, I don't know what they fined us, but they kept threatening because we didn't have an appropriate salt shed. So I'm thinking that that's a requirement of this project.
It is. It's just, we can't award that project tonight because I can't certify we have the funds to pay for it. And it was explained to me by the engineer that in order to award alternate number two, I'd have to go in order and award alternate number one first. So we'd have to do all of it. I can't mix match.
No, so Mr. DeCarlo, I completely understand your statement that we do not have source of funds for the grand total, which is why we're only doing the base bid. I completely appreciate the comment you're making. I guess my question more is, are we exposing ourselves to any risk because we put a bid out, we open these bids, we have someone who bid lower on the total, and we're not awarding it to them? So that's my question to
Mr. DeCarlo, we had the verbiage in there that says the mayor and council reserves the right to accept or reject any and all alternates, right? That language is in the bid, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what it specifically says, but absolutely. I mean, it was reviewed by our architects. It was, sent.
I'm sure it's in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Mr. DeCarlo, when we go out for bid, do we have a completion time or time frame for this vendor to complete the job? And if we do, and he misses that time frame, is there a penalty against him?
Those sound like familiar clauses. I just don't remember what it specifically said. Like, I don't know what time frame we give them, and I forget what the term is called.
Liquidated damages.
Liquidated damages. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and tell you it's on page 63 and 91.
Would you be able to provide that to us, Mr. DeCarlo?
Yeah, I mean, it was all within the
It's in the bid spec,
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And
Is that okay, Mr. Sears?
Yes.
Provide it to us?
Council President, don't kill me. There is one more thing I forgot to explain. Did you have a question for her?
No, just when are they looking to start?
We don't know yet, but usually that's in the bid too. So I mean, as soon as this is awarded, Mr. Beckmeyers, you're getting an email from me.
That's usually when timelines start, once it's awarded.
Yeah.
It's all done if it's gonna be like fall or spring. This will be what,
Oh, this is expected to take over a year.
to start?
No, the construction, we're hoping to start like she's old.
Start.
Usually as from notice to proceed, which will be tomorrow, hopefully, when we approve this.
Oh,
We'll
absolutely.
have 10 days to start making submissions and stuff.
So,
Not to put shovel in the ground, but
Right.
to start preparing for the project.
just very quickly, back to the funding notes. When I was telling you about the 70,000 and the 19,740, my proposal to pay for that is the notes right above it, from the general ledger account, the GL account. That's the account number. It's the reserve for sale of municipal assets. If you remember, I think it was late 2024, Mr. Ullman had asked for like a complete kind of accounting and backstory as to what happened to the money from the sale, the old school. What I can't tell, it was $1,050,000. What I can't tell you is when they did the ordinance, why they only dedicated $1 million to that ordinance and not the whole $1,050,000. But there was 50,000 left over. That has grown to 92,327, 357.21. That money's actually there. I checked with our financial advisors. We can spend from that account. And I think, again, my opinion is it's appropriate because more than the lion's share was dedicated to the DMF building. We might as well use that leftover 92,000 to assist with us getting it done. So
I agree
again,
with that.
if that's cool with
Everybody else
council,
okay with that?
that's how I'll pay for the engineering fees and the
Let's
abandoned wells. That's all I got.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, Mr. Allman?
No, not for me. Thank you.
Roll call?
Councilman Gatzio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Thank God, after 8 years, 10 years of being up here, finally getting
paid
paid
off.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks to DPW for their patience.
thank you.
also.
Motion to adjourn to the conference agenda.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next meeting of the Township Council will be on September 22nd, 2025, beginning at 7 p.m. Sign up for Nixle. Text 07676 to 888-777, key code TWP of Bergen. Conference agenda.
Mike, can we take 5 minutes?
Sure. Everybody okay with a 5-minute break?
Thank you.
Thank you. Current business. Oh, Mr. Ullman's there.
Thank you. Mr. Ullman, you there?
All right, we can get started. Administration, sale of municipal properties. Peter, you leading this or Mr. DeCarlo?
I'm leading it just quick enough to say that I asked Mrs. Bailey to take another look at the sale of municipal property as far as, did she have any different opinion than Ken used to have on it? And so I'd just like to turn it over to her at this point to explain where we are.
So I'm really not,
Speaking,
no, sure.
please.
So I'm really not sure what opinions Ken had and didn't.
No, please just say your own.
I'll just for the council generally, as you may know, in the state of New Jersey, a municipality can sell municipally owned land in one of two ways. First, by public auction or by private sale. With either one, it can't be utilized for public use. There has to be some certification that you no longer need it for public use. So public auction is the less common way to do it, just because of it doesn't come up as much. It's the typical thing that you would expect. Notice twice in the newspaper, highest bidder, can take on a variety of forms. The municipality has a lot of options within which, what they can do in terms of creating the bid that they want, as long as they do it fairly, notice it, and follow the statute. What's more common is when a municipality owns a lot of different lots and they want to take advantage of the private sale section of the statute. Now, the municipality can sell publicly owned or municipally owned land by private sale in a number of different circumstances. To a government entity, things of that. But what mostly comes up in most towns, and I believe in this town, is where you have some undevelopable, undersized lots that are contiguous to owners that want to acquire that. And in certain circumstances under the statute, that's authorized. First, it can't be needed for public use. It's got to be undersized, can't be developed. In the event that the municipality wants to offer it for sale, it still has to be for fair market value. If you have two contiguous owners that fall into this group, the highest bidder wins. So that's a general overview. Now, a lot of times the question becomes, how do you arrive at fair market value so you satisfy the statute? The most, the safest way to do that is to do it through appraisals. But again, there are certain circumstances where that may not be practical when you compare the value of what you want to sell versus price of appraisal and so forth. And what's commonly done in other towns that we're involved with is that you engage and you get a certification from the tax assessor on the assessed value. Look at, you utilize that to support a fair market value in your resolution and your agreement, assuming you comply with all of the other statutory requirements. So I believe that may be the area that was of concern or of discussion.
We were getting appraisals as usable lots. So this 50 by 100 lot is coming in at like $250,000. I'm making up that number. And then the neighbors are going to say, oh, I ain't paying that for that lot. So that was the problem that we were having, is that the price was too high. So in my past life, we had two things happen, which I thought were insane. We went out for auction and some person bought both lots and then sued us because he couldn't develop those lots, even though they had caveats, because we put it up for land sale. And they sued the municipality and won in Bergen County Court. So
describe that again.
So we auctioned these 50-foot wide lots off.
Mm-hmm.
He immediately, as soon as he won the auction, he went to the building department and put in, basically it looked like a railroad car house plan to build on it. Was told you can't build on it because it's unbuildable and it's in the deed that you can't build on it.
Mm-hmm.
He sued and won.
I would like to see what happened there.
So secondly, what we did was they auctioned it, they put it up and we gave, if it was a 50-foot wide lot and it had two contiguous owners on both sides,
Right.
we added 25 and 25 to both lots and made the owners pay their share, being the new surveys, the recording deeds,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that stuff. And that was their skin in the game, because we were getting the tax revenue because now it's their land value goes up.
Mhm.
So that's how they proved, I don't know how they did that, but that's how they paid for those lots, and the town got rid of those lots. Basically saying, hey, we got this 50-foot lot that we don't need in the middle of nowhere. We're going to give this side 25 if they want it, or we're going to give them 50 on this side because they want all of it. But then their taxes are going to go, they're going to pay for that land value because we're adding 25 feet of land to both, or 50 feet of land.
So you're saying just recording fee, just.
It was the surveys, the costs, and all that was their skin in the game. That's not going to be fair market value,
No.
but at least it gets rid of the lots and it becomes then a tax rateable, where now it's not. It's just empty land that nobody's collecting. Some people are using that land because it just falls in the way it is.
You're exempt from the fair market value requirement if you're an eighth or smaller of a developable size lot. So that could have been that situation.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, do we want to proceed with that, Mr. Mayor? Because at least then we get rid of these lots and we get some ratables out of it if we can.
We have two property owners who have expressed an interest in their adjoining town-owned lots. So, yeah, I think we all agree. It's not doing the town any good to have these lots. And so, like you said, let's put them to revenue
Yeah.
generating.
If that's a legal way to do it, is we say, hey, you got to pay, the recording fees, the surveys, all the legal fees on your end and their end, they have to pay all that. And we come up with like, hey, it's going to cost, Siobhan's getting, she needs $10,000 in escrow to make this happen. And that's their skin in the game, plus the surveys and all that stuff. I'm making that up.
Well, you're talking about a private sale.
Yeah. Well, between the town and the.
That's a private sale.
Contiguous owner, you're talking about an undersized lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can contract for that and add that in, but you still have to deal with the fair market value. I don't know if that's what you're suggesting that
That would be the fair market, like there,
well, I mean, if
because you
it's,
can't use these lots. They're
if it's $1, if it's,
or maybe
and
we
they-
get $1. Maybe we charge them $1 or charge them $10,000.
if it's small enough, you can do that.
Yeah.
If it's not small enough and just undeveloped, undersized, if it's under the, I think it's an eighth of a. Let me just read exactly where you can fall.
At least we got some avenue. It seems like maybe
Yeah.
to get rid of these.
Was it 0.08 of an acre?
So let me read this. Eighth of the minimum size required for development, less than an eighth of the minimum size required for development under the zoning ordinance. Then you can waive,
The fair
you
market
can
value.
do it for anything. You can't be under $1. It's got to be for at least $1. Yeah. But you can also impose all the costs and so forth.
Yeah,
In that private.
Because that was really the whole thing, was just like, you guys want the land, like, you as the adjoining properties want the land, you pay the survey, you pay the recording fees, you pay the attorney fees. And, it gets added to your property if it's less than an eighth percent.
You can do that in a fair market value sale as well.
Yeah, well, well,
But it's just arriving at fair market value.
we were asking for $250,000 plus that, and it was like,
Right.
who's going to buy that? Let it sit vacant next door to me because I don't want it there.
Right. It's tricky. You normally you do it through appraisal, but it is, the statute doesn't prescribe how you come up with fair market value. So I think.
I believe the last one, we asked them to go out for an appraisal, right? We asked the owner on the corner to say, hey, you got to pay $3,000 for an appraisal. And they said, no, I'm not going to do that because the appraisal is going to come in and I'm not paying that money.
It's the most acceptable way to do it. And that there's nothing wrong with the council taking that position, but it's not the only way to do it.
So I guess would we have to hire Mr. Beckmeyer to figure out if these are under an eighth? If we gave half and half to each neighbor, or can the zoning officer do it and just come up with that?
For the one property, there's only one contiguous.
Right.
Contiguous.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, the other one, there's more than one, pretty sure. Yeah,
Basically.
right. Mhm. Yeah.
So if it's a 1/4 acre lot, if the adjoining lot is smaller than 1/8 of 1/4, we could basically sell it for $1 plus if we wanted to charge administrative fees, like the survey,
Definite.
whatever.
It doesn't have anything to do with the purchasing lot and the size of that. It's whether the property to be sold, the municipal property, is less than an eighth of the minimum size required for development under the municipal zoning ordinance in that zone. So it doesn't have anything to do with the size of the contiguous.
No. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
but
missed it.
no, I probably didn't ask it properly. If it's less than an eighth of the required size of the lot, we don't have to offer it at fair market value. Is
That's
that a
right.
correct statement? Okay.
That's right. That's right.
What if it doesn't meet that criteria? Then it has to be fair market.
Yes. So
What
are you
if-
suggesting to subdivide?
I was going to say.
Well, that's what I'm
exactly
saying. No, that's what I'm saying. If you give half and half to each side, then it's going to make it smaller, right? Because
It's,
I'm not saying
You would have
subdivide. We'd have to sell it half and half and say,
I don't
Well,
know that you
okay.
can sell, you can just sell half a lot. You need subdivision.
Yeah, subdivide it. Okay, so let's
well,
say.
we're the town. We could do it. You know, we don't need to subdivide it with property.
I think you.
Where there's only one contiguous.
When there's only one, you can only, so that might be tough when there's only one.
You've got to comply with the municipal land use law, whether you're the municipality.
Yeah, but I'm saying if we get rid of it as half and half, because we got to offer it to both if there's two contiguous lots. I believe the law states we have to offer it to both. We
You-
can't offer it just to one unless
Here's what
until one says no.
here's what you can do. You got the lot, right? And if neighbor A wants to buy it and neighbor B does not want to buy it, subdivide it, then you're under eighth. You can still have one small municipal lot and
That's
increase.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, well, you could do it. You
But then
know,
we're still leaving a lot that we can't,
well, what half is better than
We got
none.
rid of these, yeah.
Half is better than none. We can put some plows there.
So Siobhan, get the exact size of these two that are in question. That's the first thing to do. And
Yes.
that guides which path we
Yeah.
take.
Yes.
All right.
All right. I believe the council's interested in this
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
get rid of them.
All right, easement Valley Bank.
Okay, yes, thank you. There should be some documents with the map in your packets or the resolution. Essentially, we're asking the council to give authorization there to join into a temporary easement with Valley Bank. The purpose is, one, is to have an emergency vehicle egress, like what we talked about or when we discussed the bid for the DPW. Even though we don't intend to do it right now, we don't know if things will change depending on how construction goes, and that exit down between the building and where DPW used to be.
The winding driveway.
The winding driveway, and the other part of the easement will be the removal of vegetation of one retaining wall for the regrading the existing berm that straddles both township property and the form product or other on its out of the bank.
So we do an easement A and B in this
Yeah,
scenario?
they're both temporary, but we may not use temporary easement A, which would be the emergency exit driveway. But yeah,
Gotcha, okay.
we'd like for the approval to do so. And that's really it, short and sweet.
The temporary no charge.
Yeah.
Easements. Yes, that's important. Yes.
I have no objection. Anybody have an objection to this?
No.
Do we need to vote on this tonight, Mr.?
Please, if you could,
Just,
actually.
can I just ask what, on the last paragraph of the page, the mayor is authorized to execute the grant and to execute any other document and take any further steps necessary? What does that mean?
That means that if there are any other documents associated with this easement, let's say Valley National requires some type of an internal document that is consistent with this easement or resolution. I don't really know. Usually in transactions, they come up depending upon the private parties and, on both sides. I don't anticipate anything from the municipal side because we're not recording it. If we were recording.
Pretty much standard language, right? Siobhan?
It is, and it's
just to cover in case there's anything else that's associated and needed from either side. From our side, if it were a permanent easement, we'd need affidavits and other documents to support it, to get it recorded.
I'm not sure what Valley's going to need, if anything.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Everybody okay?
Thank you.
All right, introduction, first reading.
You need to vote on that, Mike?
Resolution, I'm sorry. So resolution number 25-309, resolution authorizing the entry into a grant of temporary easement with Ormond LLC. This is for the temporary easement on the Valley National Property of temporary easement A and temporary easement B. So I have a motion.
So move.
Do I have a second? Roll call?
Councilman Cassio?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
Yes.
I'll put you there. Get that. Sorry. Councilman Oman?
Yes.
Councilman Sears?
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez?
Yes.
Council President DeSena?
Yes.
Thank you. Different order.
Thank you, everyone. Council ordinances and legislations, amendment, chapter 465, trees, follow-up.
So
Mr.
if I-
Sears, go ahead, Mrs.
So if I may, the only change I believe in this session to the ordinance from the last time the council reviewed it.
Yes, we're on amendment 465, trees.
So do you have the correct one? I can't.
Yes. The blue line?
One more page. I had it. I'm sorry about that.
Don't. It's here.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
In section,
You just speak into the microphone. Just speak to you.
yes. First, in section 465-6, there was a request, I believe, that there be a clarification that heritage trees also be included within the review required in that section. So that's been added in 465-6.
Okay.
The fee for registration, application or annual registration fee in section 465-5.1A8 was requested to be raised from $50 to $100. And that's that change. And finally, we discussed application fees being removed from the tree replacement requirements as being inapplicable to that category. And that's been made. And finally, in 465-9, tree farms have been removed as an exemption to the permit requirements under this ordinance as requested.
Everybody okay putting 465 on for our next meeting to?
No, I have that ready also, but if I could just ask the council to please reconsider the annual registration fee. I know that there's been concern from the zoning officer for his fees. They've been at $25 forever. And I think, but I would like to recommend, if it's possible, instead of the clerk fees going from 50 to 100, mine basically was just covering the decal cost of, going up every year of printing them, can we split the difference, and I can go from 50 to 75 and let him go from 25 to 75, have us both at $75. Mine would be for 55 decals multiplied as they need them, and the application fee for tree removal go from 25 to 75.
But why don't we just keep yours and raise his?
Well, because my fees are probably gonna go up again like they every year's on for decals. So that's what I'm saying. If I could take just a $25 increase.
So
Most people this year have only been taking 5 decals too, which is really kind of a different. At the beginning, it was like some are taking 10. We do have a few that go 10, but most have been just 5. So I would ask if the council would reconsider that, please.
Sue, can I ask where that is in the document?
yeah, thank you.
Not yours.
Not my meeting, but you mean in the.
456.1, number.
465.1
Number 8, that's on like the 4th
A,
page. 1, 2.
right, Siobhan?
A8, right.
A8,
465-5.188.
A8.
No, my apologies. I see yours going from 50 to 100, which you're saying maybe back off that a little, where the zoning officer.
Here's the problem. They're making $2,000 to $3,000 a tree. So increasing this to 100 is not going to hurt them. And if Joe Sedekasey wants to increase his fee by $25 or $50, again, it's not going to hurt these guys. They're making $3,000 to take a tree down, and then they're taking that tree and selling it to a lumber yard for another $800. So it's not hurting them. It's our administration costs, Joe's administration costs that we need to cover.
Understood, Tom, but I'm asking where in this
Where's this?
document does it say Joe or the zoning officer should get 25, 50, 100, or 1,000? I
Right.
see where.
The application thing?
It's probably a reference to the general chapter 212 rather than it being in.
Yeah, it's in chapter 212.
Yeah.
Fees to the building department. You, zoning officer is not satisfied with the information. Yeah, so that's in 212.
And I think
Permit fee as set up in chapter 212.
we're also in the process of taking recommendations about chapter 212 as well. That started last meetings for the past year.
That's with the escrow, isn't it, Bill? There's these.
That's where it says to go 212. It says to check 212 on page 4. It says, what page is this?
Right.
It's not numbered.
You're looking at the red line.
Yeah, the zoning officer, upon payment by the applicant of tree removal permit fee as set forth in chapter 212 fees to the building department.
So, Mike, where is that?
Under 465-6, permit required for tree removal in section B. It shall be submitted to the zoning officer, shall contain all information required by the application form. Doesn't give a fee. It refers you back to set fee in chapter 212.
Okay,
And then-
thank you.
You find it?
I see it. Yes, thanks.
And
So if we want to change it, we'll have to change 212. So that'll have to be done at a later date. So everybody okay with this the way it is right now? And then we'll have to amend Mr. Sedecase's fees later on in 212.
I'm good with it.
You have this ordinance too?
It's number.
Let's take a roll.
465. Hold on, I gotta read it.
Sure.
Introduction, first reading, ordinance number 25-19, an ordinance amending chapter 465 entitled Trees of the Ordinances of the Township of Washington. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 25-19 at first reading by title. Do I have a motion?
Don't move.
Second,
Roll call?
Councilman Cassio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
yes.
Councilman Ullman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 25-306, authorize publication of ordinance number 25-19 and schedule a public hearing. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yeah.
Council President DeSanto.
Yes. Continuing, amendment chapter 540-84, demolition of residences, tree preservation and related requirements follow up.
Council President, if you want me to tee this up for everybody.
Sure, if you don't mind.
This is kind of segment 2 of our conversation from August. There's also a referral that was made to the council from the zoning board, but it was an issue that we've actually been working on since back in April. We had that large meeting that we told you about. So myself and Miss Bailey and Darius, our Uniform Construction Code, and Mr. Sabino as the planning board chairman, worked on getting some revisions to the ordinance before council for their review, their first review, and then it will be hopefully referred back to the planning board for their review and then come back to the council. So those paragraphs that you'll see are the suggestions. If you remember, the ordinance that dealt with demolition really only referred to the canopy and how it's preserved. Didn't really define demolition, which we did here. And then it also defines the process it's to take should something exceed 50%.
And Mr. DiCarlo, has this been reviewed by Mr. Beckmeyer, Mr. Azzolino, Mr. The engineers? There's about 6 of them involved at any time.
Yeah, so
Mechanic.
Mr. Beckmeyer has reviewed it, and I imagine, when it's sent to the planning board, the proper attorney the engineer associated with the planning board is Mr. Azzolina.
Yes.
So it'll be a notification to the zoning board. I don't say this disrespectfully, but we're not looking for their input in any revisions. It's an informative notification, but it will go to the planning board for their review because this is a planning board ordinance.
So I appreciate you trying to be sensitive to advice versus getting them to his approval. But I mean, I think he is,
Who's he?
quite Mr. Azzolino.
Yeah, yes,
Planning.
Mr. Azzolina is the planning board engineer. So yes, it would include him.
But I guess before we get it, meaning the council, shouldn't we get agreement that this is how we want to enforce it? And wouldn't that involve Mr. Yakemic from zoning and Mr. Azzolina from planning?
This is the course that we felt was the most beneficial to take. We did have a conversation as to whether it should go to the planning board first. I can let Miss Bailey chime in if she'd like to, but we felt it should go to the council for first reading and then sent back to the planning board. And again, no offense to anybody, but I'll use the old adage, too many cooks in the kitchen and we're going to get nowhere. So I would like to focus on our township engineer that works directly with the UCC. And then when it gets referred to the planning board, that's when Mr. Azzolina will have his review of the ordinance.
Is everybody okay with the way this was presented? Ms. Bailey, you want to add anything to this?
I don't, just to address Mr. Ullman's question, it's being presented in the ordinary course, the way zoning, proposed zoning ordinances are generally considered. They are passed on first reading by the council if it's to the council's liking, the wording and so forth, and whatever other input that they deem relevant, then it gets referred to the planning board for comment, and then it'll come back for second reading. Or, change based on recommendations and reintroduction, whatever the case. So it's just really, that's the planning board, that's the municipal land use law procedure.
Everybody okay with adopting this tonight? Or anybody
So they
want to make
still have
changes?
the opportunity to change it.
We have a
When it goes
resolution.
back. When it goes back to them, they can still,
They can make recommendations to this
and
council.
then we can
You
come
can,
back.
you can change it or.
Or leave it as
you
is.
just
Okay.
need to make a record
Okay.
that you've reviewed those,
Okay.
those recommendations.
Fine.
Or-
Everybody okay with introducing this?
I'm.
Mr. Altman, you okay with it?
I'm fine.
No,
Would you, any discussion on why no, or you just don't want to introduce it?
no, I
Okay,
voiced my concerns.
okay. Well, just so in your concern, we have a resolution following the introduction to refer it to the council, from the council to the planning board for review and recommendation prior to adoption. So I don't know if that lets it sit any better, but that's what we're going to do when we introduce this.
Certainly, go ahead.
Introduction, first reading, ordinance number 25-20. An ordinance amending article, I can't say it, what number is that?
15.
15, entitled Site Plan Review. I should put my glasses on.
Yes, you should.
Sorry, again. Trying to, not use them. Ordinance, Site Plan Review, Chapter 540-84, entitled Demolition of Residences, Tree Preservation, and Related Requirements of the Ordinances of the Township of Washington. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 25-20 at first reading by title.
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
No,
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 25-307, authorizing publication of ordinance number 25-20 and scheduling a public hearing. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
no,
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 25-308, authorize referral by the council to the planning board for review and recommendation prior to adoption. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman,
no,
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes.
Very much.
Tree vendor fees versus tree application fees. Sue, this is yours.
That was what I described before, previously.
All right, so we'll have to do that in chapter 212 at a
Right.
subsequent meeting. Amendment, chapter 580 zoning, storage of boats, boat trailers, commercial vehicles and recreational vehicles in residential districts. Follow up. Mr. Casio?
I guess the follow-up was with the length of the vehicles. But I think it's under
Oh.
the, sorry.
Ma'am.
You missed number 3. Want to go back to number 3? Number recommendation for application fees, escrow requirements.
Oh, sorry. Zoning Board of Adjustment recommendation of zoning board application fees, escrow requirements, follow-up. Sorry about that.
Okay, I clicked down, I'm good too.
Do we have a recommendation to increase the fees, the escrow requirements?
Who's making the recommendations?
I don't, who we get the recommendations from, the zoning board? The zoning board, so.
Well, the secretary
Well,
put together the chart that's in there. You asked for more surrounding towns and she put a chart together. We had to see what was around us.
I started looking at it. I personally need a little more time on this. I don't know if everybody's okay with putting it off for a meeting. Unless anybody else wants to do it tonight.
Do we order them?
I think she just did surrounding
No,
towns.
surrounding towns.
Surrounding
Not
towns.
ambiguous, but surrounding.
Yeah.
If the council remembers,
We're really low.
Council President, from last discussion, the towns were a little more, I'll use the word hodgepodge. You know, it was like, something that wasn't necessarily close to us. So the reason that was done is because they asked the engineer to provide feedback from the towns. He was a township engineer, or I'm sorry, an attorney for one of those boards.
Gotcha.
That's why I got it. So that's when we went back to Grace and asked her to get the towns that are immediately bordering the township. That's where those numbers came from.
I think we had one like from Cliffside Park and from Outland, yeah. I mean, again, we are on the lower end of the spectrum. When you look at that, and then if you
How
look
much
at
more burden can we put on our residents?
Mike, I understand, I agree with you 100%. I'm just saying, if you look at the grand scheme of things, I mean, you could be Paramus. Paramus goes from 250 to 5,500, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure that's for the mall properties and stuff like that. I'm sure
It says it says right there, residential unspecified.
Yeah, that's,
Okay, so I don't know if that's, maybe it is, because they don't have anything under that for non-residential commercial.
I mean, Westwood is closest to us and they're only $50 more than we are.
Mike, if I may chime in for a moment. I think in a way we're helping the residents because they burn through the initial escrow so fast and then we have to wait to collect more. And they get it back in the end if they don't use it. But price of everything's going up. So I think they're burning through it very quickly now and it just adds a layer. I mean, I'm all in favor of giving you more time if you want, not that I have.
Can we, Grace is, this is what we have now. Do they have what they want to make them or no?
Do they have a recommendation?
Do they have a recommendation?
I'm not sure on that, sir.
Can we get a recommendation of what they'd like it to be? Because I mean, they know typically how much they're going over. So like, does she want the 100 to become 250, and so forth? Can we take this fee schedule and update it with the recommend, if you don't mind, for both planning and zoning and,
That's reasonable.
is that a fair request, gang?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so now we get to chapter 580, Mr. Cassio.
Yeah, the only thing I asked was really the changing of the length of the vessels, because that's a 18-foot boat. Sounds big, but it's not that big. And again, going around town, there are quite a number that are larger than that. I understand why they want to make it 18 feet, but I would just ask if you can increase it to like 20, 25. That's my only recommendation. We do have a lot along the lake that are larger than that. And the thing is this, whether the boat is 18 or 25, we're going to put up a berm anyway, some type of foliage, right? To cover. So what's the point? And besides, if that's a boat, I think it's a 6-foot height on those trees, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Something like that. You got some boats that they're higher to, you can put a 20-foot tree and you're still going to see the boat anyway. And I think the RV as well, right? Those RVs are pretty tall.
Yeah.
So that's just my recommendation.
Okay.
If you want to keep it at 18,
Didn't we have a discussion to see how many complaints are actually out there against these situations? And
there were very few.
It was very few.
If I don't think we got to count.
It's not a fee. Or-
This was a recommendation. The
Recommendation
planning
from
board
plan-
came back to us. So it's a planning board recommendation.
Yeah, it was part of the master plan.
Master
Part of
plan.
the master plan.
But it's just a recommendation. Planning board just has to say they looked at it and the council can decide do nothing or.
Why don't we come up with a decision whether we want to proceed for the next meeting? We'll give everybody some time to think about how we want to proceed and then we'll make a decision for the next meeting, yay or nay. Is that okay with everybody?
Let's go with it. I'm okay with it.
All right, financial.
Can
Sure.
we ask, Sue, would it be okay if you dug out the reference ordinance or proposal, and can you circulate that? Or can you get it from Grace?
You mean the original one that came out?
Well, the last, the
Yes.
latest.
The last version.
Place. All right, I'll look, but I'll double check. I think this may be the last.
I think this is the last.
This is, because it was 18.
Yeah, but I will double check.
If you remember, Siobhan and I had I think you already changed it though, Siobhan. It was like the definition of commercial vehicle.
Oh.
What officially adopted, but
No.
it was in the, it's already been changed, I think.
Yeah, Mike,
In
it's
the
in our
rush.
packet, the latest version, Mike.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
see it
latest
now.
version's in the packet, yeah. And the only change that Mr. Cassio has asked for is in section 2.8 that no greater than 18 be changed to 25. Right, is that?
I think it's referenced in a couple sections I quickly saw, but
yes.
there's 18 to go
Yeah.
to 25.
That's my only ask.
Okay, so let's take a look at it and let's make
Put it on the
have a
next
decision for next meeting whether we proceed or not proceed. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
All right, election expenses, Sue.
Okay, in your pack, well, I reported you back in July, I think it was July or August, I think it was July. With construction coming, there's a concern of holding the elections here at Town Hall because if it's going to be an election site, you know, the safety of our voters and our residents is a concern. So I told you I would go back out and I told you it was an estimate of about $4,000 or $5,000. I said I would go back and I would get the fees, you know, get the prices for you. These are the results of what I would have for the cost of the mailing, printing of the postcards that we had done back in 2021 when I had to go from the library to here. So these are the prices that I have gotten. We had used Minuteman Press the last time, which I would prefer to go back to because it's 2 minutes from my house and I can pick it up. I don't have to worry about them delivering it or anything like that. On top of this fee though, which I didn't put on there, the mayor and I have been over at Bethany. We have looked at the facility. The county has come. The county loves the facility. The county has blessed the facility.
So you're not going to bring up the amount for Bethany, are you?
No, but
Because that's a close.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was, an amount that was discussed. And as the mayor said, that was something that is part of a negotiation. So there will be a fee on top of this as well.
Okay.
You know, my concern is, you know, if we're going to be in the middle of construction or starting construction and trucks around, we need to do something for the safety of our residents. There is a time factor here because within the next couple of weeks, they will be sending out sample ballots for early voting. And they will need to know if.
We can't decide that until we go into closed and find out what the additional costs are from that.
Well, Siobhan, correct me if I'm wrong. Per se, this doesn't need a vote of council. This is more advisory since it is election and we have the funds to support.
I can do something else, I'm sorry. This is, we're now talking about. cost of
Elections.
mail.
Yes.
Cost of mail.
And the
And
fees
moving to a different site.
To a different site.
I see.
I told you I would all make you aware of what the cost was for doing it. That's all. You know.
Off the top of my head, I believe so. If you want me to take a further look at that.
I mean,
I'd be
up
happy
to
to do
council,
that.
but it is time sensitive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'd like to know what the
Yeah,
other
we can
cost is.
discuss
So-
it closed, but I don't think it requires a vote, but
Okay.
because we have the money and since
Right.
it's elections. I don't,
Right.
but
But the county has basically set the location, those fine.
yes, they.
Yeah, they loved it. Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
So what's going on? So there'll be construction possibly going on. We can't ask them to not
Stop for one day.
stop. We have a process, and why couldn't we go back to the library?
I spoke to Ms. Ripken about that, because that was one of our concerns as well. It was a suggestion. And when I spoke to her, she has really no issue with us going over there and taking over the library for the day. But that would mean that the library would be shut down for the day and there would have to be somebody. She cannot hire somebody to be there from 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning to make sure nobody takes any books out. And she said then someone from probably my office would have to be there. And I really don't want that responsibility of worrying about who's going to take a book out. You know, my priority that day is elections to make sure everything runs smoothly, runs right, runs properly, and not a library book being taken out. So,
But previously, when we had elections at the library, it was
but
open.
it wasn't the whole thing. It was only the back room.
Correct.
I would
That's
have to move, I have to move all the districts out of here. So that means all 6 districts, which, all right, in the scheme of things, maybe to another town, they're not that large, but they're large enough that I still need space to put machines in. So that was another concern.
Any other questions, Mr. Ullman?
So if this was unintended or unexpected when we did the budget, where is this money coming from?
I checked with our financial advisors, and any expenses that are incurred because of the construction of the DPW building can be spent out of the capital line.
Well, I disagree with that. I mean, whether we can or can't is one thing. Whether we should is a completely different discussion.
I understand that too. I'd have to look to see if there's anything in the current that I could utilize it for, but
Okay. Thank you.
The timing is tough. If it was 2 months ago when they started construction, it'd be a no-brainer. It is tough. I've struggled with it. Ask the mayor and Mr. DeCour. I've struggled with it for a few months now.
And again, the DPW project went on for so long. We didn't know when we were doing the budget this year that we would actually be ready at this point to go ahead with construction.
So for the library, it's a matter of physical space only? Or is it a matter of hiring personnel to make sure no one takes out
Well, I think the physical.
catcher in the rye?
I believe we could do. I believe we could do that. No, I understand what you're saying. Physically, I believe we could do that.
Okay.
But again, I would just have to, the only thing I would have to do is just get the county over there, and they'd have to look and make sure they can certify it.
I would more than happy to pay someone a per diem to work a day in the library to make sure no one takes out, a book. Then
We still have to send out the mailers because we're moving location.
I
That is the
understand.
lion's share.
I understand.
When you hear the cost later,
yeah, I know.
I think it will almost be self.
I know what,
Yeah.
we know what it's
Yeah.
thousands, it's,
Right.
thousands. I understand it,
Yeah.
but, still, it's something that the library, we have some control over it, as opposed to Bethany, which we have really no control. We're just basically using it for the day. I think it might be a less expensive option to go that route since, that's just my sense. I understand that the printing is going to be there anyway, no matter where we go.
Exactly.
And also, Bethany has a much bigger parking lot.
Yeah,
The library has
sure.
next to nothing.
That's understood.
Yeah.
That's
Well, neither is town hall. We have them here, so.
Yeah,
Ours is
but I mean,
bigger
it
than the
lasts now.
library.
Yes.
get out and walk.
Okay,
walk before they can.
so we'll continue this discussion and close once we get the
Thank you.
costs.
Thank you.
2024 auditor. We have 2 proposals. I know we tabled this because a bunch of us were missing at the last meeting. We have 2 proposals, one from Suppley, Clooney and Company, and one from Lurch, Vinci, Bliss. Does anybody have any suggestions or recommendations or motions?
Council President, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure.
Do you mean anybody but me?
I didn't mean you, but
I
I'm at council.
gotta nudge my way in like
Anybody?
I'm sorry, what was he talking?
We were talking about appointing a 2024 auditor due to the fact we need a new one because of the situation that occurred. So we have 2 proposals. One's from Suppley, Clooney and Company LLC, and one from Lurch, Vinci, Bliss.
I would like to make a motion. We go with Lurch, Vinci and Bliss.
So we have a motion for Mr. Sears. Anybody second that?
Second.
Okay.
I think you owe it to yourselves to hear what Mark.
Oh.
was saying before you vote on it.
Go ahead. Mr. Coe.
I understand there's 2 different orders, and I understand you were trying to initially get away from the same order as the financial advisor. I would respectfully ask the council tonight to consider the time frame we're in, and it's nobody's fault. I understand it wasn't the council's fault that we're here in September, but I just feel with the time it is in the year, that just allowing Lurch Vinci Bliss to get us through the 24 audit and then maybe reconsidering another order next year would be most beneficial to us. They have institutional knowledge of how we work and how it works. And I would really consider it. And I mean, as a caveat, the female employee that was employed by Lou May is actually now working for Lurch Vinci Bliss, just as like a side note. So I would like council to just take that into consideration of where we are and how far along we are in the year. Usually we have this done by the end of June. We're really creeping up. And for a new company to come in, it's going to take them some time. So thank you very much for listening.
Roll call.
All right, so this one would be for Lurch Vinci Bliss.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call will be Councilman Passio,
No.
Councilman, I'm so sorry, Sears,
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
No.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
No.
Make a motion to
Did he just, yeah, I was gonna say,
No, I think he's looking for.
oh, okay.
I make a motion to appoint Suppley, Clooney and Company as the auditor for the year.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Councilman Cassio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
No.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
No, I don't know why we are going with somebody that's never worked with us before at this point of the game.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Last thing is miscellaneous white goods. Mr. Cassio.
Yeah, if we were given a printout from the website what a white good is, but nowhere in our ordinance does it describe those particular items. If you look at, I think it's in our ordinance section 4:15, it does describe different types of metals. You know, I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to specifically put those items in the ordinance, so there is no discrepancy on what people throw out on curbside pickup day. And that's really all, I'd want to do.
Can we make it that if you don't, because like somebody put out a treadmill and a hot water heater and it sat there for 6-7 weeks until it was removed. Thank you, Mr. DiCarlo, Mr. Scuderi. I appreciate the effort to get it done. So can we put it that if it's not part of bulk pickup, that you need to call and ask if it's part of white goods or something like that? Like, because I think people don't know they need to call, or they're not getting the sticker on there saying, can we have a sticker made up like when it doesn't get picked up on bulk, that this is not bulk, this is white good pickup, please call. Because I think that's all that's happening is people just don't know, and then they just leave it in front of their house for 6-7 weeks, and we get calls and calls and calls, and then finally,
Well, what I don't like here, it's et cetera. What's et cetera mean? We have to be a little bit more specific than saying et cetera. It reads refrigerators, freezers, washers. To me, a white good is a major appliance.
Yeah.
Right. Someone threw out a 2-drawer filing cabinet made out of metal. That's not, to me, that's not a white good. Right. But
it didn't get picked up, and it sat there. So
it's
I'm saying
exactly.
if the DPW went out with white good stickers saying that this is not being picked up because it needs to be picked up as a white good and stuck it on there. Like I know didn't they used to have something like that?
I believe they do, but again, do you think you're going to be able to ordinance yourself into a satisfactory resolve? Like how are you going to create a totally exhaustive list of?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying with like the treadmill, like that's not going to be on the list.
And we have recycle codes where people can go online, so they're most likely, and when people have questions, they call Mr. Cassidy, they call Renata all day long, asking, is this, when can I have it picked up?
Well,
They're more likely to go to our website.
So make a limited list of stuff of what is a white good. Okay.
Site.
We do for recycling or for white goods.
Yeah.
But some use that form, some call still.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's all
And
I'm
it's
saying.
totally up to you guys.
You know, there's,
But can we get stickers? Like if the DPW doesn't have stickers?
They had them.
I thought they
will
did,
check.
but I haven't seen them lately on anything that's
I'll
left out. So if you could check on that.
I'm just trying to prevent people from basically humping out something heavy. And then it sits there for
6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's all.
I'll make
So-
it.
Doing that, I'm gonna.
Yeah. That's not.
Once you get down your driveway,
Gotta
you
take it
bring it
back
back
up the
up.
driveway. That's all I'm trying to, that's all I'm trying to prevent. So,
All right.
you know, if we can think about that, I would appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Closed session, resolution number 25-303. Bethany Community Center negotiations, personnel matters, police department, CF Roan litigation update. The Township Council anticipates that it will not come out of closed session. Thank you, everybody. Motion to enter into closed sessions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.